Hi YouTube, this is a review of the Rock River Arms LAR-8 Model X1. Rock River lists the caliber as 308/762 by 51 NATO. It weighs 9.5 pounds with an 18-inch fluted stainless barrel with a 1 in 10 twist. It's bead blasted and cryogenically treated. I chose this rifle over other AR-10 style rifles because it is guaranteed to shoot 1 MOA with match ammo and comes equipped with Rock River's 2-stage trigger and muzzle brake. I was initially going to build a rifle like this, but after hearing about all the problems folks were having with their builds, I decided to get one already assembled by a company with a warranty guaranteeing the rifle's functional operation. When they went on sale for Black Friday several $100s off, it made up my mind. This rifle uses FAL pattern magazines. The magazine that comes with it is made by Thermold with Rock River stamp on it. As of January 2019, they retail for around $30. I have found that you can buy Thermold FAL magazines and save a few dollars. They are currently available from Cheaper Than Dirt for about $13 a piece. They even have the same patent number on them as the official Rock River magazines. There is one small difference, however. There is an extra section that needs to be filed off right there, and it only takes about 3 minutes to do, and then you'll have a fully functional operating magazine. The fluting on the barrel starts about an inch below the muzzle brake and goes down to the gas block, and then skips for the gas block and then goes back down towards the receiver. The Beast muzzle brake has been very, very effective in reducing recoil. The felt recoil is quite a bit less than on my 308 bolt action rifle. However, the muzzle brake, diverting the gases to the side, makes it very, very loud if you have anyone on the side of you while you're shooting. So far, I have shot about 50 rounds through the rifle. I have had absolutely no issues whatsoever with the gun or magazine, and that was using both cheap factory ammo and reloads. The groups you are seeing here are 3-shot groups at 100 yards using hand-loaded ammo. I'm using Varget powder and Hornady's 178 grain ELDX bullets. I'm really not that good of a shot, but was still impressed with the groups I've been getting. These groups here on the white paper were shot at 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and the previous ones at 60 degrees with almost no point of impact shift. The handguard comes with 3 sections of removable Picatinny rail, 2 small ones about 2 inches long and 1 large section about 8 inches long. The small sections can be mounted on either side or the bottom, but the large section can only be mounted on the bottom. This way you can save a few ounces of weight by only installing the rail sections that you intend to use. The controls on this rifle are nearly identical to AR-15 controls with 2 exceptions. First, there is a magazine release on both sides of the gun. Second, after the last round has been shot, the bolt is locked rearward on an empty magazine. On an AR-15, you would normally load a new magazine and then close the bolt by pressing a paddle lever on the side of the gun. On the LAR-8, instead of a paddle switch, this is accomplished by a lever near the trigger guard that is easily pressed by your trigger finger. So far, this rifle has exceeded my expectations. I will do a follow-up review once I have put several hundred rounds through it. As far as accuracy goes, if I can shoot sub-MOA groups on several different occasions off of a rickety rest in the windy Midwest, I'm convinced with the right reloads this could easily shoot better than half MOA. During load development, my worst groups were just over 1 1/4 inches, and my best was a 3/4 inch group. Overall, the fit and finish of the rifle is superb. There is no play in between the upper and lower. The gun feels like one solid, well-built piece. This concludes my review of the rifle. The remainder of the video will be me ranting about reloading and some of the equipment I have outfitted my rifle with. On this scope, I've mounted a Vortex Diamondback Tactical first focal plane scope, 4 to 16 power, and some 45-degree backup iron sights. I decided to go with the backup iron sights after I missed a deer in the thick timber. I had a 3-power Leupold 3 to 9 on the lowest setting, the 3-power, and the deer jumped out in front of me maybe 15-20 yards away, and I just couldn't find it in the reticle. So that's what made me decide to get the backup iron sights. There are a few pitfalls to avoid with backup iron sights. I had similar sights mounted on my AR-15. The gun was leaning up against a corner, and I didn't set it down very well, and it took a tumble, and as you can see, bent the front sight post a little bit. Now these are $15 backup iron sights that I got off of eBay, and I was able to just take a pair of pliers and bend them back and without any issue. Also here in this second photo you can see that I really liked this this style of iron sights because it has the front sight post kind of enclosed by this circle here. I thought maybe by getting these that it would solve my problem of if it fell over not bending up the front sights. But unfortunately, mounted on this gun, I just can't see anything. It's completely obstructed by the side turret, and I even took these and mounted them on my other AR-15 with a Leupold with a 50mm objective, and that 50mm objective blocks the sight picture almost completely as well. So this is probably only useful if you have a rifle set up in a way such that there's nothing to block your sight picture. Maybe a skinny tube scope and nothing, no turrets or tactical exposed turret style knobs to get in your way. This is a video of disassembly and reassembly just so there's something going on in the background. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about reloading for these rifles, and even reloading for an AR-15. Occasionally I've had, with an AR-15, not this rifle, I've had cases that get stuck in the chamber. So I've pulled the trigger, the rounds went off, and the bolt cycles, loads the next round into the chamber. I pull the trigger and click, nothing happens, and then I pull the charging handle to remove that round and it doesn't want to come out. It's just stuck, and eventually I get it by working it kind of back and forth with the forward assist and then pulling really hard on the charging handle back and then forward assist and back and forth until I can clear the round out eventually. And initially I thought maybe I needed to get what they call the small base dies that apparently make it easier when you're reloading for semi-automatic cartridges to cycle better. But before I went to make any drastic decisions like that, I decided to check the dimensions with the caliper of that case that got stuck, and come to find out when I was trimming my brass, I must have missed that one because the brass length was quite a bit over the maximum, and in addition the overall length was way exceeded what it should have been. So ever since that happened, I've just decided to make absolutely sure that every single case gets trimmed and to the proper length. For this gun, the reloads, I'm just using standard Lee dies, standard Lee 308 dies, and so far they've worked out great. Have absolutely no problems with using brass that was first fired in this gun, and then brass from other guns that went through the full length sizing die on the Lee, and then were shot no problem. Well, that about wraps this video up. Have a good day, everyone.